Right now it is time to bring in Mike Cozzi. It's time for us to check sports. Morning there, Mr. Cozzi. How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
Of course you're great. I put the Yankee game on at, let's see here. I think it started at 7:05.
You must have put it on about 7:09.
Yeah. No, all I know is that I think it was by 7:30. It was 9-0. It was. Oh, no, pardon me, 9-1. And I said, well, this is great. I can just go to sleep and not have to worry about the outcome of this game.
Nope. And it just got worse from there.
Well, the whole thing we've been pointing out for years about the opener, if your opener blows it, you're screwed the rest of the night.
Yeah, they had a stat yesterday where the Yankees were 10-1 when they used an opener. Well, I guess they didn't play any teams that were any good.
Well, and this is what happens. And your opener can't get out of the first inning and get any outs.
Yep.
You're in. Then
your opener's a relief pitcher.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Yeah. And if a relief pitcher has a bad inning, they're in trouble. And Green had about the worst inning you could possibly have. I think he threw around 30, 35 pitches, maybe a little more than that in the first inning, and he got hit deep and he got hit often. And the game was over right there. It was 7-0 in the top of the inning. They went on to score 19 runs, 24 hits. And just to sidestep from the Yankees for a second, it involves the Yankees, but it involves the whole league. I've been watching baseball now knowledgeably about it for about 50 years. I have never seen a season in baseball where there's been so many regular position players used as a pitcher.
Yeah.
Never. I've never seen it this way before, ever. I mean, Major League Baseball is just throwing games away. The Yankees put in, I think, what the heck was his name? Ford. He's a DH guy who plays first base.
Big guy, yeah.
They put him as a pitcher, and the Indians crushed him, I think, for 3 or 4 homers in that inning. So it was a 14-5 game, which was bad, and he made it 19-5, which was worse. But I've never seen baseball teams just frivolously throw a pitcher out there to get destroyed.
Yeah.
A position player. So the problem we said the Yankees have all along when they play good teams that can hit and pitch, they're going to be in trouble. They scored 5 runs against the Indians last night. They got 9 runs. That's enough to win a ball game.
Yep.
However, when you give up, I'm not even going to say 19, double-digit runs, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
And when you play the Indians and you play Minnesota and you play Houston and you play Oakland, they're going to score runs. And if your pitchers are sacrificial lambs where they're going to keep on crushing them, you got to score a hell of a lot of runs to outscore them. And when you got Aaron Judge going 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, you're not going to score a lot of runs.
All right.
He's looking. He looks like he needs glasses.
Yeah, he has not come back from his that stupid injury. But
and you watch the Yankee propaganda network, and they're saying the umpires are against him. Well, guess what, folks? The pitchers found out that Aaron Judge doesn't like to swing at a low pitch, a low strike. So they're throwing the balls on his knees, and the umpires are calling them strikes. What are they supposed to do? Not call it a strike?
Mm-hmm.
He has to learn how to hit the low pitch. He likes the ball thigh high to belt high where he can lean into it and hit it. Well, guess what? It's not batting practice. You're supposed to learn how to hit pitches that are hard to hit. He doesn't like swinging at the low pitch, and he looks completely awful. This is a guy that they were saying was going to be the best player in baseball. He's hitting 257, and he's striking out more than the nerdy guys on a Friday night at the singles bar.
All right, let's get off the Yankees. Other thing to talk about here.
Oh, all right. We can get off them because Cleveland's been on them enough.
That's exactly right. I enjoy your few times where you can get these shots in because we
few times. What few times? When was that? How many? Listen, you know as well as what I do. Every year the Yankees don't win a World Series, it's a successful year for me.
That's
so
right. You hate the Yankees.
What am I? 19 out of 20?
You've had a rough year. You haven't been able to go after them enough. They've got 81 wins already.
Yeah, but as long as they're not putting a flag on the top of the hill at the end of the year, it's been a success.
All right.
It doesn't matter how many games they win. If they could beat the Orioles 77 times a year, as long as they don't win the World Series, it's good.
Okay. All right, that's good.
Oh man, you're getting tight today, huh?
I'm tight because who has the best record in baseball against winning teams?
It doesn't matter if you don't win. They've had it. Who had a tremendous record last year, but it wasn't as good as Boston, who had a great year. Who had the second best record in baseball last year?
No, I'm saying something to you. Who has the best record against the tough? Who has the most wins against above 500 teams in the major league?
Last time I checked, the Yankees, okay?
But
last time I checked, the only thing you get for having the best regular season record against winning teams is an attaboy. The only time you get a trophy is if you win the World Series. And the Yankees only won one World Series in the last 19 years.
That's right. That's right. All right. I can't argue with a Yankee hater because they're always right. All right.
It's the truth. How many World Series have the Yankees won in the last 19 years?
How many did they win before that? But that's besides
the
point.
I don't know. I only have Alzheimer's. I only can remember 20 years.
Right.
It's what have you done for me lately? Last time I checked, Reggie Jackson and them guys aren't playing. Oh. So the Yankees aren't winning. Pettit's not playing. The Yankees aren't winning.
Well, they just they have the best win-loss record over the last 5 years. But the most consistent.
And the Jets won their Super Bowl in 1969.
I can just go point counterpoint, but you should get your racing in while you can because you have about 2 minutes.
Okay, no problem. Pick of the day at Saratoga today is the 4-horse in the 10th race, Mr. Vincent. Going on for the weekend. We'll start at the week track first. We'll go to Del Mar. It's their big weekend. It's a little bit better than the Haskell. At least horses won't be falling down. Oh, and we got one story to finish up with on horse racing, too. 9th race at Del Mar is the Del Mar Oaks. There's one horse in here I'm looking at. He's running in a Grade 1. He won his maiden race at Tampa, came back in an allowance at Del Mar, won convincingly, and he's going right into a Grade 1. The 5-horse, Raimundo's Secret. He could be the next superstar of horse racing. This turf horse has a ton of ability. He was bought out of the 32,000 maiden by the connections in California. I don't know how much they paid for him, but this horse is a real good horse. 10-1 morning line, and that's where my money's going in the Del Mar Oaks. The 2-horse Raimundo's Secret. 2 horses I'm going to use in the exacta. The 11 Lady Prance-A-Lot. And the 14 Hidden Message, ridden by Flavian Pratt. Pratt's by far the best rider in California. You can hear all you want about Mike Smith. Flavian Pratt's the king of California. He has 81 mounts out there with 46 times. He's hit the board with 25 wins. So a 5 in the 9th at Del Mar with the 11 and 14 in exactas. The big race in California is the Pacific Classic, a Grade 1. You might remember hearing me say something about these horses. I spoke about them in June, and they ran 1-2 in the Stephen Foster, and I expect them to run 1-2 in the Pacific Classic. That's the 5-horse Seeking the Soul and the 2-horse Quip. So a 2-5, 5-2 exacta box in the Pacific Classic tomorrow out at Del Mar, and then going up to Saratoga. In the 9th race tomorrow, it's the Lake Placid, a Grade 2. You're going to see a lot of Chad Brown. You're going to see a lot of horses, but a lot of these horses are the same type of horse. They've had 2 wins. They've won a minor stake. A lot of them are stepping up to the front tomorrow. 2 horses I like in there. One is the 5 Regal Glory. Question for this horse is the distance. Never been further than a mile. Tomorrow's race is a mile and the 16th. He's the morning line favorite. I'm going to use him. But another lightly raced horse I'm going to use on top is the 7 Wildlife. This horse is 2 for 2 on the turf with the win at Churchill and Nellis. Like I said, these horses are basically untested, so why take a short price when I can take 10-1? So in tomorrow's Lake Placid, I'm going to go with the 7 Wildlife on top and the 5 Regal Glory to round up the exacta. The big filly races tomorrow. The 10th race is the Alabama. 2 horses I'm looking at in here. One is the 7-horse Point of Humor. This horse has run well every time on the track, working good up at Saratoga for George Weaver. I'm going to use this horse in an exacta with the 7-horse Eulalie, trained by Brad Cox. This horse has run very well at Keeneland, Pimlico, Prairie Meadows, doesn't bring the track with him, coming off a nice work at Churchill Downs tomorrow, an 8-1 for Rosario. So a 7-6, 6-7 is my play in the Alabama. And in case you haven't heard it yet, the Travers is next week, and the Paper Tiger, disqualified horse of the Kentucky Derby, on maximum security, is out of the Travers.
Why?
Trainer said he's not ready.
Can't find.
Trainer said he's not ready. I guess he couldn't sneak the vet in the van with him to Saratoga.
Right. All right. Well, have a good weekend. Enjoy the Yankee-Cleveland series, and I'll be back with you Monday.
I'll be here.
All right, Mike. Take care. Mike Cozzi with a check on sports this morning here on Robin Hood Radio, and